The story begins with a girl in distress on a deserted island, but we don't yet know how she got there. To uncover the truth, we go into a flashback. We see four people, one of whom is a billionaire. They are heading to an island known for its famous seafood. The captain seats everyone on his ship, and we meet Maimon, a crew member working under him. Just as Maimon is about to leave the ship, his girlfriend, Marina, arrives with shocking news: she's pregnant. But instead of joy, Maimon coldly denies responsibility, insisting the child isn't his. An argument erupts, with Marina warning him, "I know where you're going, and this betrayal will cost you." In anger, Maimon slaps her, making the situation worse. Furious, Marina storms off while the bystanders watch in silence. As the journey begins, everything seems normal, but tensions rise at dinner. Maimon and John, the billionaire, get into an argument. John, arrogant about his wealth, looks down on others, and Maimon dislikes his attitude. Meanwhile, Marina, now in a dark place, is performing a ritual. She holds Maimon's photo, revealing she's using black magic against him. Back on the ship, Maimon is relaxing with a book, but becomes disturbed by the sounds of John and his wife in the next room. Just as he's about to intervene, his nose suddenly starts bleeding, a result of Marina's spell. Ignoring it, he goes to sleep. The next morning, Maimon has forgotten about the incident, but another fight with John leads to the captain scolding him. The captain warns that if he can't behave, he'll lose his job. Enraged, Maimon quits on the spot, pulling out his knife before storming off. In his anger, he throws a handkerchief, which accidentally lands near the gas stove. No one notices as it catches fire. The flames spread rapidly, and the first to see it is Jenny, who alerts everyone. They quickly board a small raft and escape, but their relief is short-lived. A violent storm strikes that night, scattering them across the ocean. By morning, Jenny wakes up alone on the shore of an island. Disoriented, she spots the captain's lifeless body in the water and rushes to pull him out. At that moment, Maimon also emerges, having survived. Elsewhere, the captain and John are together, but John is unresponsive, he's dead. While Jenny is shaken, she at least has Maimon for support. Survival becomes their priority. They build a shelter from nearby wood and catch fish to eat. Jenny and Maimon had shared a friendly bond on the ship, so they find comfort in each other's company. Days pass, and Maimon teaches Jenny to swim and fish. She hesitates, afraid of deep water, so he goes alone and brings back food for her. While fishing one day, he stumbles upon John, barely alive. He quickly checks his pulse. John is still breathing. Maimon rushes him back to Jenny, who is overwhelmed with relief and bursts into tears. She hugs John tightly, thanking Maimon for saving him. Jenny praises Maimon for taking care of her all this time. Without him, she wouldn't have survived. Over time, she and Maimon develop a deep friendship, but John, recovering in silence, grows suspicious. He begins to believe there's something more between them, though Jenny and Maimon are completely unaware of his thoughts. When they return, they find John has managed to light a fire. They're shocked. Starting a fire had been one of their biggest struggles. John reveals he had a lighter all along, and with it, he easily lit the fire. Jenny and Maimon are thrilled, knowing this means they can finally cook food. However, one day, John's behavior changes. He starts acting strangely and suddenly lashes out at Maimon, hurling insults at him. But this time, Maimon doesn't respond. John doesn't stop there. Instead, he tells Jenny and Maimon to go catch fish together, which is strange because he had never encouraged them to spend time together before. Regardless, they go and enjoy their time as always. But when Jenny returns, she is shocked to see that John has built his own shelter and thrown Maimon out. Furious, she demands an explanation, but John, lost in his own thoughts, rudely tells her to stay with him. The truth is, he doesn't trust his own wife. Days pass with tension between them, but one day, things escalate. John and Maimon get into a heated fight. John, full of pride, reminds Maimon that people like him work under him and have no status to talk to his wife. Enraged, Maimon declares that he won't provide food for them anymore. John, unfazed, takes back the lighter in retaliation, and they go their separate ways. Jenny knows that Maimon will manage just fine, but John won't survive long. He has no skills for catching fish and struggles to survive on coconut water alone. Jenny, feeling bad, goes fishing with him the next day, but she catches nothing. John, however, manages to find 2 small but poisonous fish. Meanwhile, Maimon enjoys his meal without worry. Seeing Jenny hungry, Maimon feels sorry for her and secretly offers her food. At first, she refuses, not wanting to hurt John, but Maimon assures her that he won't tell him. Starving, Jenny finally accepts and kisses Maimon before leaving. Meanwhile, John prepares to eat the poisonous fish, but somehow finds out that Jenny has eaten Maimon's food. Furious, he yells at her, but she calms him down. The next day, John and Jenny try fishing again but fail once more, leaving them frustrated. On their way back, John catches Mayman stealing their fire. Enraged, he throws dirt on it, extinguishing the flames. Another brutal fight breaks out between them, but Jenny once again manages to stop it. However, hunger is becoming unbearable. Desperate, John wakes up early one morning and steals Mayman's glasses, so he can dive deeper into the sea for fish. Mayman, unaware of this, wakes up to find his glasses missing. Furious, he grabs a sharp stick and goes after John. As they fight, they come dangerously close to each other. Jenny fears John might find out about her and Mayman, but when John returns with fish, he notices an unusual silence. Mayman doesn't even react when John returns his glasses. Suspicious, John confronts Jenny, demanding answers. When she hesitates, he loses control, grabs her by the hair, and throws her out of the shelter. Mayman, watching everything, immediately rushes to comfort Jenny. She never expected John to treat her this way. Time passes and 5 months go by. They've now managed to gather all the resources they need to survive. Even John has adapted, he's learned new skills, and even made his own diving glasses to catch fish. But how long can they survive on this deserted island? Only time will tell. One day, while fishing, John spots an overturned boat. Excited, he dives down and pulls it to the surface. Mayman sees this and rushes to help, knowing this could be their way off the island. But John, still resentful, refuses his help and walks away. Jenny tries to talk to him, but he pushes her away as well. Determined, John slowly starts fixing the boat, preparing for his escape. Watching this, Jenny suggests to Mayman that they steal the boat and escape before John finds out. But Mayman hesitates. What if John never leaves the boat unattended? And now a major twist is about to unfold. John had been eavesdropping from behind a tree and overheard their entire plan. The next day, when he sees Mayman catch a big fish, he decides to head to the sea as well. Seizing the opportunity, Jenny and Mayman quickly push the boat into the water, jump in, and start paddling away. When John notices them escaping, he immediately chases after them. But by then, they're already far out. At first, he appears frustrated, but then he suddenly relaxes, sipping coconut water. He had deliberately left some work unfinished on the boat, causing it to move smoothly at first, but then become unstable. At first, Jenny and Mayman don't understand what's happening, but when Jenny sees John sitting calmly on shore, she realizes he must have sabotaged the boat. As they panic, the boat completely sinks. Luckily, both of them manage to swim back to shore, but John is already waiting for them. With a sharp stick in hand, he charges at Mayman. At one point, he even catches him, but Jenny quickly intervenes, helping Mayman escape into the jungle. Furious, John captures Jenny instead, tying her up. That night, Mayman sneaks back to free Jenny, but John returns and another brutal fight breaks out. At the right moment, Jenny manages to break free and pushes John away. She and Mayman flee deep into the jungle. By morning, Mayman's condition worsens. He has a high fever and can barely walk. Jenny remembers Marina's warning, her promise to destroy him. Meanwhile, John is fully prepared to track them down. He searches the entire forest and eventually finds them. Jenny pleads with him, saying Mayman is too weak to fight, and asks him to let them go, but John refuses and attacks her. Seeing this, Mayman musters his strength, climbs onto John, and tries to fight back. But in the struggle, he loses his balance and falls onto John's spear, dying instantly. But was this really an accident? No. Marina's black magic had sealed his fate. She had created a doll in Mayman's likeness and took his life the same way he died. With Mayman gone, Jenny has no choice but to stay with John. But one day, a miracle happens. A fisherman arrives on the island and spots Jenny. Without hesitation, he takes her onto his boat. When asked if she is alone, Jenny replies, yes. But before leaving, she takes John's lighter with her, ensuring he suffers without fire just as he had made Mayman suffer. On the boat, Jenny eats hungrily, regaining her strength. Meanwhile, John notices the boat and, seeing Jenny on board, feels a surge of hope, believing he is finally saved. But Jenny looks back at him coldly and tells the fisherman not to stop. John is left stranded, watching helplessly as his last chance of survival sails away. And with that, the story ends. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.